Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Toon Talk Cassie, your favorite place for all things comic. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and show your girl some love. So before jumping into the episode, I wanted to go ahead and to check out the comments you guys left on episode 51 and 52. So Emola said at 1420, even a 10-year-old. Okay. I think that statement of the Emperor is based on him watching young Navier transform from a little girl to an Empress. Okay. Yeah, that's when he made the comparison between Rashta wanting to become Empress to Navier, how it would change Rashta. I'm watching you people also said at 1705, yeah, dude just a whoo. Bullying the weak is shameful behavior, Your Majesty. Oh, yes, I remember when Duke Ergi said that, talking about Rashta. Emola said at 250, I think we will soon catch up to the original Korean version and go down to one update a week. Oh, I don't want to go down to one update a week. We're already on 2 updates. They should increase it because I heard this is like over 100 chapters as far as the novel is concerned. Emola also said, just remember Soviet Shu is taking something into consideration we don't really know about. Remember the cookies? True. Pusha Purty said, next please. I got you, Pusha. I'm watching you people said 1407 pretty much. What happened at 1407? Oh, okay. This is also that scene. Yep. Okay. Kenji Roblox said, I must admit I feel bad for Rashta, but her past didn't have anything to do with Rashta today. She could have lived much better life if she decided to stay as a mistress, but she decided to ignore the choices and continue on her actions. I do wish for her character development, but I do not want her to stay anywhere near the Empress. If I assume that she isn't going to have a character development, I don't wish I don't wish the best for her. As I said, her past does not have anything to do with her today personality. She has the age to understand, but she ignored that only chance. It would have been a different matter if she was about 14 years old, but Rashta is a fully grown woman. Yup, she is. Even if she didn't get the chance to learn, she should have known better. True. It's pretty much common sense, I mean, who at that point in time don't know that it's wrong to sleep with somebody's husband and then continuing to rub it in that person's face? I mean, come on, you really need some kind of training for you to know not to come up to the wife and be like, hey, girl, let's be sis. Boo, this ain't no sister wives. We did not agree to this. It isn't the matter of education, it's humanity, and you don't need to be educated about it as long as she understands that she is also human. Either way, Rashta is living a good life, so she should understand her mistakes about time. Soviet Shu, still no exception. I still wonder why he tries to romance with Empress Navier when he dragged a mistress out of nowhere. Only if the divorce episode was soon. Yep, your English is perfect, Kenji. I understood everything you had to say. Christelle Watson said, I feel that comment Soviet Shu made about not wanting Rashta to act with proper etiquette was something that was based off his relationship with the Empress. Maybe he didn't want a wife that was prestige like the Empress. Maybe he wanted a wife/partner that would fall all over him, and basically whatever the hell he sees in Rashta and the Empress is just none of that whatsoever. That is true. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's extremely selfish of him because what he's doing is hindering. I mean, yeah, we don't like Rashta, but what he's doing is hindering her opportunity to shine in order to keep her naive and dumb for his own ego. If he truly loved or truly cared, about Rashta, he should want her to be at her best. He should be like, yes, boo, yes, mistress, go ahead and get, this education. Go ahead. Like, I'm going to be so proud of you for you to finally learn, I don't know, royalty protocols, whatever it is. But if he truly loved Rashta, that's what his energy should have been. But the fact that instead, like you said, he turned it around to comparing it to the Empress, goes to show you that he is more concerned about Rashta continuing to be the person who strokes his ego rather than, somebody who could stand at equal footing to him. Wow. Let's see, that's it. All right then, so let's head straight over to episode 53. And here we are at episode 53 of The Remarried Empress. I feel so lucky I got to meet Her Majesty and have tea with her. Ah, that must be Liberty. And she even invited me to the tea party she's throwing in a few days. I baked some cookies for the tea party. She's going to love them. She looks like her brother. Looks just like Alan. After all, my cookies are the best. Ugh. She don't like Rashta. Did you meet the Empress? What did you two talk about? Empress? Don't you mean Her Majesty? Thank you, Liberty. I'm glad you have some type of respect and you understand how the hierarchy works. Did you tell her? About what? I think I know why you look so concerned, Rashta, but you have nothing to worry about. Why would I talk about someone like you in front of Her Majesty? You're not even worth mentioning. Ooh. Okay. Okay, mean girl. How dare you? Remember how getting into a relationship with my brother then turned you into a noble woman? Well, just because you're His Majesty's plaything, it doesn't mean you're royalty. Ooh. Ooh, 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 slap. Whoa. Can she just do that? Can she just go around slapping people? Have you lost your mind? Oh, you can't slap her back. She's pregnant. She's gonna go crybaby to the Emperor. And now you dare to raise your hand against me, you ill-bred hussy. Ooh. Oh, okay. I suppose that's all you amount to. Dang. Okay. Oh. I am still in shock over Liberty calling her what did she call her again? A ill-bred hussy. Ooh. Okay. Oh no. What if the Viscount finds out what I did? It seems Miss Liberty knows that woman quite well. The entire empire is buzzing with gossip about Rashta, so it might be an idea to mention her name in passing. Since Rashta used to be Viscount's Lotus Shoe slave, she probably considers Liberty and the Viscount to be thorns in her side that could hinder her. Ah, so the Empress do know. It's so interesting how the Empress knew this information all along, and she never brought it up to Rashta's face. She never used it. She never tossed it. She could have used this info to blackmail Rashta. And if Rashta was in her position with this type of information, she would have been blackmailing everybody and their mama. Sylvia Shue already knew that Rashta was a slave when he took her as a mistress, so I doubt that is the reason why the Viscount has her at his mercy. Viscount Lotushu likely knows something else about Rashta that she wants to keep secrets. I want you to look into the Viscount in Liberty as well as the people close to them. After all, there's no harm in finding out what Rashta is trying to hide. Ooh, baby Ian. That's who she's trying to hide, a whole baby. A whole crawling and crying and pooping in a diaper baby. I heard you invited some young ladies over for some tea yesterday. It seems you had a good time. I did. The young ladies were very lively, so they helped lift my spirits. Since you tend to bury yourself in your work, you should remember to take a break once in a while. Don't forget that your health is important for the well-being of our empire. Her health is important, but you ain't doing nothing but causing more issues when it comes to her mental and emotional health. You ain't thinking about those health now, are you? I'll bear that in mind. Why is he suddenly pretending to care? Does he think that I'll be nicer to Rashta if he treats me like he did before? I heard that the Office of Mage put in a request for a scholar. Is that because of the declining number of mages? That's right. Not only is there a decline in the number of mages being born throughout the empire, there are also reports of mages losing their magical abilities. Ooh. Since there are cases where people pretend to be mages to dupe others, we must confirm whether these reports are true. No offense, but dinner between these two are boring. All they're doing is talking about work. Landed nobles have the right to maintain the autonomy and keep an army, but only the royal and imperial families may employ mages. In other words, the higher the number of mages, the more power the emperor holds. If that number decreases, then so does the emperor's quote-unquote power. Empress, I'd like to see you smile every once in a while. The audacity of Sylvia Shue. You know what? They should rename this story, okay? Instead of the Remarried Empress, rename this story The Audacity of Sylvia Shue and his trash bag. Rashta. You want her to smile more often, but you out here doing dumb stuff like bringing in a mistress and allowing your mistress to parade herself all over the palace at public events, and you want her to smile more. No, not the kind of smile you practice in front of the mirror. I'd like to see a genuine smile, like how you used to smile in the past. But this is a real smile. I meant the kind of smile you give Henry when you are out with them and you guys are laughing and having a good time, and I peep that and I get so jealous because I wish that could be me making you smile like that. Oh, my bad, that's not what it said. I meant the kind of smile you might make when you feel happy or glad. If that's what you want, then wouldn't you agree that I need a reason to feel happy or glad first? Ooh, your presence is not doing it. Seeing your little trash bag face ain't doing it, Sylvia Shue. Oh, indeed, you do. What is this? Place, open it. Really? A ring? Jewelry? Is this a gift for me? It is. But don't you have anything else to say? Thank you. Do you even know her? Huh? Is that all? Do you have nothing else to say in response to this ring? You want her to jumping down like that hyena you calling a mistress over a piece of jewelry? Chabu. This is a ring from Sodenbrunn. I believe it was forged by the third generation master jeweler from the jewelry house. It was commissioned by Emperor Karl Mirren before he went to war in the year 156. It was thought to be lost after that, so I did not know you had it in your possession. Finish your meal. How about you try spending some genuine time with the Empress? Going for a walk. Okay, jewelries don't impress my boo. Okay, she's more than that. She don't get hyped off materialistic thing. Show her something deeper, something that you can't buy at the store. Commitment, loyalty. You ever heard of that Soviet shoe? Loyalty, commitment. Should have been part of your vows when you said I do. Are none of these dresses to your liking, m'lady? No, I don't like any of them. They're too pretty. Pardon? Are you perhaps looking for a simpler style? No. Poor lady's confused. Honestly, I don't even want to give a handkerchief to Liberty, and certainly not a dress. Would you like me to find a suitable dress if you do not wish to choose one yourself, my lady? No, choosing a dress isn't the problem. Lady Rashta! Lady Rashta! Don't raise your voice when speaking to her ladyship. More like her mistressship. It's fine. What's the matter, Delise? Her Majesty is planning to throw a tea party soon. A tea party? That's right. Her Majesty usually hosts a tea party around this time of the year and invite ladies who live near the palace. Oh. But why are you telling me about it? The Empress isn't going to invite me. Don't worry, my lady. Her Majesty is sending out invitations right now. I'm sure she'll invite you. True. The Empress may hate me, but she cares about her image. She might send me an invitation if only to avoid being seen as too cold. Ooh, invitation falling from the sky, baby. Let one land on my lap. If I was to get an invitation, baby, I would teleport myself into that story. Backhand slap Roster real quick, and then go enjoy that tea party. To be continued. I'm guessing she did get an invitation by the look on her face. Her little ugly face. Let me stop playing. Rasha ain't ugly. I just don't like her little crybaby personality. Let's move on. Episode 54. Saba, here she go doing what she do best, crying. But then again, I'm going to go ahead and give her a pass because she is currently pregnant, and pregnancy makes you emotional. For some people, not everyone. I don't want to project on pregnant people out there. Everybody pregnancy is different. I do apologize. I am the least powerful person in court. But the Empress is trying to turn me into a social pariah. You're doing that to yourself, but okay. That's unseemly behavior for someone who holds the most influence in society. She's basically bullying you. Are you going to just let her treat you like that? I understand what Duke Ergi is doing. He's hyping her head up so she can pursue the Empress, role more aggressively. And Prince Henry, King Henry, can get his wife. But at times like this, he gets on my nerve when he talks about the Empress like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gets on my... I get what you're doing, bro, but don't talk about my girl like that. I'll be a laughing stock if I show up without an invitation. That's true. You shouldn't turn up uninvited. Then what in the world am I supposed to do about it? There. Also, she didn't get an invite. What you need to do is throw a tea party on the same day as the Empress. That won't work. The nobles aren't going to choose my party over the empress's, but it will win you sympathy. What do you mean? The empress invited nobles to a social event but refused to invite the emperor's mistress. The emperor, the empress and the emperor mistress both hosted tea parties on the same day, but none of the noble went to the low-born mistress's party. The empress planned it that way on purpose. He is so evil. See how that spin puts you in a better light? The common folk have no idea what actually goes on in the palace. We just need to give them this small tidbit of gossip and they'll make up their own juicy story to fill in the blanks. Duke Urgi is creating a monster out of Rashta. She's already trash, but now he's creating a trash monster. A juicy story. The day of the tea party. Miss Liberty, looks like you're all dressed up to go to a ball. I love your enthusiasm. Ha ha ha, he, oh my goodness. Yay, I'm at a tea party, so cute. Do you care for a walk? May I really go on a walk with your majesty? Oh. I have a few portraits of your majesty at home. That's how we used to say back then. We got posters on the wall. You do? Yes, well, they're quite popular. I buy a new one as soon as they come out, so I have a collection of various... Oops. So you have a whole collection. Sound like a fan? Not that I'm hating Liberty, because I'm just like you. I got a whole folder on my phone dedicated to screenshots of the Empress Henry. Well, I actually own 30 portraits of you. Girl, 30? Try adding an extra 0 to that for me, baby. Don't get me wrong, I'm not obsessed or anything. Don't worry, I don't think you are. So don't cry, alright? Okay, but I have to say, the pictures don't do you justice. You're much more beautiful in real life. Yes, she is. Oh, look at her reaction. Fix your face, Liberty. You're gonna give it away. Oh, okay. You did a quick 180. You see how quickly she done went from, oh, Rashta, to, oh, the Empress. Your Majesty, what a pleasant surprise to bump into you again. You know, right here, Rashta looks like Duke Urgi's little sister. His bratty, annoying, spoiled little sister. And he looks like the adoring big brother who puts up with her BS. Who's this pretty little lady by your side? She's a new acquaintance of mine. She's a delightful young lady. In fact, I wish she was my little sister. Ooh! That's Zane, because you guys remember when Trashta was like to the Empress, ooh, Empress, we're sisters now. You're my big sister because we share the same husband. Now for the Empress to call Liberty talking about, oh, I wish she was my little sister, baby. That was a slap. If words could slap you, that right there, don't pow. Rashta right in the face. I slapped my own self for a sound effect. If it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable, you are welcome to address me like your big sister. Ooh. I could just feel the pain. I know Rashta is hurting. Oh, Your Majesty, look at her. She about to cry. Rashta and Liberty might have more bad blood between them than I originally thought. Child, the Empress came through. Empress came all the way for Rashta's neck with that. When I'm telling you, baby, I felt that slap. If words could slap, ladies and gents. Better yet, if words could stab, Rashta would have been on the floor dead, cause I know that cut her. That hurt her so badly. Are you telling me Her Majesty deliberately held a tea party on the same day the mistress was having one, dressed to spite her? I didn't think Her Majesty would stoop so low. She's making her into an outcast. You see, this is why I don't feel bad for Rashta. She actually went through with Duke Urgis, like somebody said. Who was it in the comments who said that? Real quick. I think it's Kenji. Yes, Kenji Roblox said it. Okay? Rashta is old enough to not let Duke Urgi play with her like this. I'm like, come on, boo. You could have been living that peaceful, quiet life as the mistress. I heard the mistress was a commoner. Maybe that's why the Empress is snubbing her that much. Ooh, that's Kozar. He do not like people talking about his precious baby sis. I can imagine how awful the mistress must be treated in the palace. I'm still on Her Majesty's side. She's been put in a difficult position. Lady Rashta's the true victim here. It's not like she set out to be His Majesty's mistress with her being a commoner and all. It's His Majesty's fault for being weak-willed. Oh, yes, that's correct. That's exactly it. His Majesty, his. That's right. Let's turn the conversation to the real person to blame for this whole entire thing. His Majesty. Whoever you are, his, yes. Her Majesty is directing her anger at Lady Rashta because she doesn't know who the real villain is. Seeing as they're bad-mouthing the Emperor as well, I doubt that man is working for him. Was he hired by that woman? And that, Your Majesty, is what Kosar overheard in town. Kosar. Please don't get too mad at Kosar, Your Majesty. He didn't scare the townspeople into sharing this rumor. I'm not mad at him. I'm just sad he had to hear that. Oh. Well, would you like me to spread some rumors too? I can make that woman sound like the worst person you ever heard of. That would be cutting off my nose to spite my face. Ooh. That's a lady who knows how to play the game. How so? Some people will believe our side of the story while others will believe Rashta's. Eventually, they will claim that we're both two sides of the same coin. And they'll make a mockery out of the imperial family. But we can't just let her slander Your Majesty like that. We have to convince the public with our actions, not with our words. You already show the public what a dignified person you are through your actions. But, Your Majesty, people don't trust perfect people. People love heroes, but they love seeing their downfall even more. That woman is in a position to sway public opinion for her own personal interests. But I can't do that. Spoken like a true hero. I am the Empress. I must think about the Empire and its people. No matter which of us the public thinks is the villain, the people would think the Emperor is a spineless man who is easily manipulated by others. He is spineless. He is easily manipulated. All facts. They'll lose respect for him. It's difficult to rule an empire if the people have no respect for the emperor. Do you still care about His Majesty? I'm just looking at the bigger picture. She's always looking at the bigger picture. That's why my heart be feeling so much for the Empress. Because at this moment, she could have used this as an opportunity to bash and talk junk about Soviet shoe in his trash bag. But she didn't. She didn't. Real G right there. If Soviet shoe were dethroned for his incompetence, then I would be ousted along with them. As long as my fate is intertwined with him as the Empress, I have to look out for him. If only he thought like that. If only he was using his mind to think like that when it comes to the Empress. Even if it pains me to do so. But there's one more thing I'd like you to do for me. I want you to keep an eye on Duke Ergi. You mean that rake? If you consider the fact that those people dared to speak badly of Soviet shoe, then it's highly likely that the person who manipulated the public sentiment isn't Rashta or Viscount Lotushoe, but rather Duke Ergi. He's a foreigner who would prefer it if our empire were unstable. Damn, she already got him figured out. Since he came here to help with Prince Henry's plan, it won't hurt to be a little cautious. If this really is Duke Ergi's doing, then things might become dangerous. Ooh, to be continued. Oh. Odd Mod Squad said, LMAO, you are welcome to address me as your big sister. That was satisfying. Whew. Emily said, Liberty is so adorable. Also, it's sad that Navier is basically saying she is willing to accept being miserable as long as she is still Empress because she cares that much about the Empire. Yeah, it is. It is. And you know what? This is why I love her even more. Because out of her and the Emperor, she is the only one who puts the Empire, the people, all of it. She puts all of it before her own happiness, before her own ego, before her own pride. Whereas Soviet shoe, as soon as his pride, as soon as his ego was a little bit on the shaky side, because the Empress wasn't groveling at his feet and wasn't jumping like a hyena over some jewelry, he want to go run and get himself a slave and then parade her in front of everybody, not caring, okay, how disruptive that would be to the empire or to the people, the communists who are looking in and who are supposed to be looking at him and the Empress as their role model. He didn't consider none of that. He just, it's all about Soviet. Look at me. I'm Soviet shoe. My male ego is so fragile. Teardrop, me. So I'm going to go ahead and find me a big old crybaby and make her my mistress and then go around here and then parade her all up in my wife's face. Look at me. I'm a big bad emperor. Respect me. No, nobody going to respect you. Look, ugly self. I'm sorry, y'all. I got sidetracked. Ooh. Vic Baldspot said, as obnoxious and manipulative as Rashta is, let us remember, as that wise commoner said, the real villain is Soviet shoe in his weakness. While I don't condone nor like Rashta, she's trying to survive in a society designed to crush commoners. Soviet shoe is a weak-willed, incompetent, entitled, arrogant narcissist who doesn't give a rat's ass about anyone but himself and his newest toy. Yep. And you know what? The only part I'm going to go ahead and disagree with is the part about Rashta trying to survive. Rashta could survive as the Empress. She could have She did not have to start what she started with Duchess Tawanya. She did not have to sit there and beg to be paraded at events. She could have literally lived a quiet life, never ran into the Viscount. None of that, okay? As a mistress, if she would have just stepped back. So it's like, yeah, 70% of this is Soviet Shu, but the other 30% is Rashta choosing, okay, and making the choices for herself to dig her deeper and deeper and deeper into a mess. You don't tell nobody you want to live a quiet life and survive, and then you doing stuff like this. Her need, her greediness to be a part of high society is the problem. And honestly, I believe Rashta is doing it to prove a point to Alan, okay? To Alan, her baby daddy, the one who would not denounce his whatever title he has, okay? But he would not denounce it, nor would he marry her in order to make her into a proper, quote unquote, noble woman in that society. So by her standing publicly beside the emperor, okay, she is basically telling Alan, look at me, boo. You had all of this, okay, and you didn't want to, discard your title. You didn't want to tell your daddy in your face, oh man, for all of this. And the emperor, the highest man in the hierarchy of whatever, is choosing me. And that's what it is with Rashta. That's just my thought. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't talk too much, so I don't even have time for me to go through the comments, so I'm going to leave it right there. All right, then, guys, so that's going to be it for today's episode. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I am looking forward to reading it next time when I read this comic, which is going to be again on Monday, since this comic is only updated on Wednesday and Sunday. And I like to do 2 episodes in one video. So every Monday we will get a new episode, unless that changed later on. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Like the video if you like it. Okay, I really appreciate that. Check out the description box if you want to go ahead and read further ahead while using a fast pass. Fast pass allows you to read unlocked episodes of a comic. So if you wanted to read ahead to like episode 55, 56, and 57, you can go ahead and purchase coins on the app. You have to do this on the app and read further ahead. It's totally affordable. The coins are like 5 coins, and I believe for $1 you get quite a lot. 99 cents gets you 20 coins, if I'm correct. I'm not too sure. But it is affordable, and if you could do that, it would greatly help the creator and the individuals who are translating and making this comic a reality for all of us. There is also a link down there for the Facebook group. If you have the opportunity, if you are on Facebook, join that group. Should anything happen to this channel, I will continue the party in the Facebook group. Last but not least, you guys know I gotta say this, but if you made it this far and you haven't already, baby, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the Toon Talk Mafia Gang Squad. I drop new videos Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss out, so click that little bell notification, subscribe, and join the party. All right, then I will see you guys next time. Peace.